This video was made possible by Powtoon presentation software for viewers like you. Hi, and thank you for tuning in to this counseling techniques demonstration video, produced by Leonor Ibarra and Yvonne Gonzalez. We are two students in Dr. K's counseling techniques class. Today, we are going to focus on 4 specific counseling techniques that are often used during a session. Throughout this video, we will be demonstrating appropriate and inappropriate ways for utilizing these counseling techniques in order to help us all become better counselors. This is Elizabeth, our client for today. Elizabeth is 27 years old and has just recently been promoted from her current position at a well-known company. She has expressed some concerns about frequent feelings of worry that she can't control. It's been hard for her to stay asleep at night and to focus on tasks during the day. Occasionally, her mind will go blank and she can't finish off what she was trying to communicate. Additionally, she is becoming unusually irritated by small things and has snapped at a couple of coworkers. Today is Elizabeth's first session with a counselor, and our goal is to find out more about her and establish rapport. Come on in. Hello, Elizabeth. Have a seat. My name is Miss Smith. Can I get you something to drink before we begin? We have water, coffee, or tea. No thank you. How are things going? Well, okay for the most part. Tell me a little bit more about why you're just feeling okay. Sure. See, I was promoted to a higher position about 7 months ago, which is fantastic. It's exactly what I wanted. However, about 3 weeks into my new position, I started having some really bad feelings. Sometimes I get these butterflies in my tummy on my way to work, and sometimes right before board meetings or presentations. At first I thought it was just nerves and that I would get over it once I adapted to my new duties, but it just seems to get worse. An inappropriate counselor response would be, "Got it. Recent promotion equals bad feelings." An appropriate counselor response would be, "So, you were very excited to be promoted to this new position. However, now you've identified some bad feelings that came with it, such as butterflies in your tummy on your way to work and before meetings and presentations." This is an example of a listening response known as paraphrasing. A paraphrase is the rephrasing of content part of a message, the part that describes a situation, event, person, or idea. Paraphrasing is done for many reasons, including letting the client know that you're listening and to help the client focus on a specific area you would like them to elaborate on. A good response uses keywords and items, allowing for elaboration, while a bad response is unresponsive and may not lead to elaboration. Yes. Can you tell me more about the bad feelings? Yeah. Most of the time, I feel on edge. I'm easily fatigued and irritable. Most days, I just want to call in sick. I'm allowed 4 days of sick leave each month, and I've been using all of them. The part I hate the most is the sleep disturbances. I have no problem falling asleep. However, I wake up at least 3 to 5 times a day. An inappropriate counselor response would be, "I see some of the symptoms you're feeling are fatigue, irritability, and lack of concentration. Just an FYI, sleep deprivation can really affect a person's mood and perception of life, and it includes all the symptoms you just mentioned. I would recommend getting more sleep." An appropriate counselor response would be, "Okay, what I'm understanding is that your new position is causing you to feel a lot of anxiety, which is being manifested through your feelings of restlessness, fatigue, and irritability. In addition, you've noticed that these feelings are now affecting your daily activities such as concentrating on tasks and work attendance." This is an example of a listening response known as summarization. Summarization is an extension of paraphrasing, which ties together several key subjects. Summaries are often done at the beginning or end of sessions, or when a new subject is being introduced in order to make sure that nothing has been missed before moving on. A good summary helps to tie everything together into one coherent statement, a bad summary digresses, or has little to do with the client. Yes, exactly. Please don't get me wrong. I love what I do. It's just some days I'd rather avoid going into the office because it can be overwhelming. It's too bad they only give me 4 sick days a month. An inappropriate counselor response would be, I'm sorry, but that doesn't make any sense to me. How can you claim to love what you do, but then call in sick to avoid going in? An appropriate counselor response would be, you say you love your job, although you would rather call in sick to avoid going. This is an example of an influencing response known as confrontation. Confrontation describes patterns of discrepancies and inconsistencies in a client behavior or communication. This one requires the counselor to really be attuned to the client. It makes it a little tricky. The counselor must point out these discrepancies in a way that does not make the client feel attacked, but rather allow the client to see that they are conveying different behaviors. When done correctly, this allows the client to become self-aware to promote change. I know it sounds weird, but that's just how I feel. An inappropriate counselor response in this situation would be, I understand what you mean. I was in a similar situation prior to this job. I couldn't stand one of my coworkers. He was such a brown-noser and sucked up to the boss all the time. Anyway, I feel the exact same way. I liked my job and the pay was good, but damn did that brown-noser make things difficult for everybody. An appropriate counselor response would be, there have been times when I was also anxious going to work, and the stress of completing an important assignment can make me lose sleep. It's a struggle to feel calm and to lose those nerves or feelings of anxiety. This is an example of an influencing response known as self-disclosure. Self-disclosure is the revelation of personal information from the counselor in order to help the client. Self-disclosure can be a powerful tool in establishing rapport. It shows the counselor as a human, which helps build trust. However, this can also be taken too far. If too much or too inappropriate information is shared, the client may become uncomfortable. It is important to keep in mind that this revelation must be done for a purpose that is beneficial.